Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's the Truth Serum. Let me get my act together. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody that comes in. The channel's going up. We're getting there. Everything's going good. This is like some twisted kind of stories of what you see goes on in the world, the El Bizarro world. But you take it all in stride. Hit the like button, share button, any button you see up there. Help a guy out. And yeah, I was thinking back to twisted, crazy stories, and sometimes, I don't know if I could swear on here or how it goes, but I try not to swear. But oh well, no. But I never thought it was that bizarre for some of these. Well, some of these gangsters, when they were going after somebody, it was like sometimes it turned not into just violence, but like humiliation. It's bad enough a guy's strapped, he can't pay or this or that, or somebody in the crew did something bad. Um, they would use humiliation where everybody can see. And well, this is one where more or less the guy, they had a place like an old service station, an old gas station service station, where they would have the garage part, and then they would have the pit where you could stand underneath and change the oil and do whatever under the undercarriage. And they used to put a guy down there, a deadbeat, either somebody that couldn't pay a debt or a fellow gangster. They used to put him down there and pervert it or however, but they'd be guzzling water and beer and everything. And when I first saw it back at the office, I was like, what are these guys doing? They're guzzling and they're guzzling. They're like, there's some perversion in there. And they would get the guy in that pit at the service station, and they would urinate on him. And I was outside smoking a cigarette, of course. And I heard them all laughing, and the guy's going, "No, stop!" It was like, "Jeez, what's going on here? What level? Why are you doing that to the guy?" It's so I was going back, and I says, "You had to do that, give one of the guys a ride." I was like, "Well, he'll never learn. The guy will never learn, and they can't really whack him, but they can humiliate him. And some of these guys, they just don't know what to do with them because they're connected upper level, but they could still get humiliated." And a lot of really twisted stories, and some bizarre stories. And I remember this guy. Now, this isn't like a humiliation one or anything, but a guy, we'll call him Joey. And at the racetrack, when you're rooting for the horse, when you're rooting for a horse at the races and people are around. One time, he needed this horse to win, and he was going to make a big score, $5,000 or $6,000. And the horse was up by like 20 lengths or like 10 yards for people that don't understand horse racing. But the horse was up by like 20 yards. And Joey's like, "Yeah, they got to pay me. They got to pay me," and everything. The horse goes over the rail, the inside rail of the racetrack. Boom. Goes act of, oh no, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. On on 5 holy Bibles, on 5 Bibles, a bird, one of those seagulls that run or fly around the track, this horse is up by 20 lengths. This bird swoops down, like nails this horse in the head, and the horse goes over the rail. It was an act of God. Harvey Pack even had it on the show, that the recap of the races. That's a network thing. They even showed it on the show of the horse of a bird, this big seagull bird or whatever, swoop down, hits it, cost Joey $5,000-$6,000. The guy was just, the poor guy was bad luck. I mean, and yeah, another time he's waiting for a big score. You know, it's another time. Well, it happens a lot of times. It's a close race. It's a photo, and you're waiting. Come on, put the 6 up. Put the 6 up. Come on, yeah, come on, boom, boom. You know, boom, you win the photo. You know, like the 2 horses are bobbing heads apart. The 2 horses right onto the wire. You know, could be a dead heat. So he's squeezing. Put this up. Put the 6 up. You know, we call it squeezing. You know, praying. We're, you know, squeezing equals praying. Okay, so we're squeezing, praying. Put it up. So they put it up. Yeah, all right, the 6. All right, Joey, all right. Boom. Next thing you know, there's an inquiry. The horse might have caused interference with the horse that he was right next to him. Now that takes, first of all, the photo takes 5 minutes of getting ulcers. Then there's an inquiry and an objection. The judges see something wrong, and then the jockey files an objection also, like a double whammy. So you got to wait out this objection for 15 minutes. And of course, they throw the horse out. And he's swearing to God. He's swearing and cussing God. You know, forgive me, but he's like, you blue bearded, like whatever, like God's got a blue beard or whatever. But he was like, you blue beard. I was like, geez, man, you're going to get struck by light. You're going to get struck down. But yeah, these crazy wild stuff. Some things. I remember there was an old timer, like 75, 80 years old at the club. And I honestly didn't know who he was with or what kind of ranking. Because sometimes you see these people, you don't know their history or if they're with a crew, if they're with a family, you don't know. And there was some regular people, some regular patrons used to come in there, and this guy about 22, kind of disheveled, he comes in and starts talking smack to this older Italian dude, like 75. And he insulted him about being a wise guy. The civilian insulted this 75-year-old about being a wise guy. And he got up and just started smashing him. Like, this guy was solid, this old man, 75, just started smashing away on him, smashing away. And it was like, geez, man, I could imagine how he was when he was 30. And they had to mop up the blood on the floor. They threw him out of there. Somebody came. He knew somebody else in there, and they got him and took him away. But some of these civilians, sometimes they would come in there and think, you know, they would know this is a club, Italian club, and they might know whatever that might go on in there. And sometimes they start drinking and they get a little ballsy, you know, and they're lucky they can get out of there. I mean, if they catch the wrong person in there, they're gonna end up in the basement getting shredded out or something. But yeah, they had another guy, this black dude, and I got to know him. They called him Big Black Jim. And he used to come around, and the Italians, blacks, everybody got, there's no racism with that or whatever, some you can't make cold blanket statements, but this guy used to be so he into insurance fraud, and it would be this guy was a genius. And I used to drive him back to the West Side, and he would tell me these things about how he would sue the food companies, what he would do with the packaging and stuff like that. I'm gonna do a video on that. Uh, um, Another video, because there was a few schemes that, and I don't want anybody out there trying them, because there's different. It's a different day and age. Back then, there was a lot of things that were, you could get away with more, but now is different era. Don't be out there trying to perpetrate any crimes. Hold on one second. Oh, no. I hope it ain't no trollers. Hope it is a troller. Hello. Hey. Who is this? Yes. No. Angelo. Angelo. Hold on one second. What the fuck? What's going on? No. None. I'm in the middle of something. Can you call me tomorrow or something? Call me tomorrow, or call me back later.
Call you back. I'll call you tomorrow at 11 o'clock tomorrow.
All right. Sorry about that, man. I'm in the middle of something. Jeez. What the heck? Do I live in the damn Twilight Zone? I live in the freaking world of El Bizarro. That's I know that voice. I'll never forget that voice. That's I think he's away doing. I haven't heard from him in a long time. He was running around. This guy that just called me out of the blue. How's he got my phone number? I don't like that. I don't like it. Somebody was watching my video and said, yeah, that JoJo's on there doing something, talking on a YouTube, and this guy calls me. I really don't know what happened to him when I got out of when everything dissipated back then. I really don't know. I gotta have a smoke. I smoke. But I don't know if these guys ended up doing life. Some of them or just got smashed or just ran for the hills or went to witness protection. I don't know, but I don't know how that guy got my number. He might have got it from another guy that doesn't want to come on the show, because I think, they're old men now. They're old men, but he's going to call tomorrow. I'm going to do the show tomorrow with this guy coming out of the woodwork that was in rank with the Colombo family. He was in with the Colombo family. You don't see that on YouTube. The guy calling an ex old timer. I don't know if he's going to berate me for being on here, because a lot of the old time. See, I used to try to get this other guy on here, and he was teeter-tottering about coming on the show. And I believe this Angelo talked to him, and he said, yeah, he does this, and gave him my number. He gave my number, because there's no way he could get my number. I don't believe, these guys disappear. I don't know what they're doing in the background. And I didn't want to know. When all that stuff crumbled to the ground back then, I don't want to know anything. Leave me alone. I'm not going to go to Brooklyn and work there. I'm not doing nothing. I don't want to know anything. I'm just a little runner guy. I don't want to know nothing. But this guy here is one of the guys that I made the mistake with, you know? Yeah, Joe Garcia. Hey, Giuseppe, that's exactly why my uncle doesn't want to do a show, and I agree with him, and he doesn't want to talk about anybody that's not around anymore. Yeah, see, I don't talk about like a lot of them, but when I was doing the stories about when I made a mistake and I wasn't made, and I talked smack to one of the crews. This is the guy. This is one of the guys, but my godfather, that was an enforcer for that Colombo family that this Angelo was in, smoothed it over. So I don't know who he knows about, you know, who else from my godfather passed away, but there's other family members. And I don't know if someone else in my family, there was somebody else in my family that stayed in communication because we're all older now. Somehow somebody got my phone number. But I believe it's from this other guy that was in the crew that won't come on here. He won't come on here because he lives in this area. He lives in the Western New York still, but he's older. He don't want to come on here. So this guy was called Rick P. He probably said, yeah, here, call that JoJo. Or because I don't know where this Angelo is. I don't know where he is, but he didn't really like me back then, but I don't know. It's question marks. It's just question marks. I don't know. Freaking guy calling me up, hollering. Leave me alone. What the heck? He's calling. We might as well do a show. I'll do a show. I'll talk about the other bizarre stories because he might not call. But he said he's going to call tomorrow at 11. I don't know what I should. I don't know. What the heck? Yeah. The guy's hollering. What am I doing wrong? Everybody's gone. Yeah, see, the old timers don't like the YouTube. They don't like it. You see, they didn't rat. A lot of these guys didn't rat. They didn't rat. And they got these gangsters on YouTube and stuff. Tells you they don't like it. They don't like it. This Rick probably told him, yeah, that JoJo, remember Joe? Yeah, he's doing a YouTube show. Here's his number. Call him up. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'll do the rest of the show tomorrow. You know. Hey, mate. You know, but I'm unsure why you're talking. Well, I try to diversify into other things. You know, Philly Bob, Joe Garcia, Jimbo Slice. Why not talk about? This is what Tom Blackhurst. Hi, mate. I've been watching you and listening to you for a month or so, but I'm unsure why you talk about the mob. Well, really? I'm unsure why you even made a comment like that. Jimbo Slice, Jimmy Boudreau, Francis Franciotti, Michael Candinas. All right. Philly Bob. Yeah, that was a weird call I got from that guy, Angelo. I know who he is. With the Colombos back then. He's got to be up in age a little bit. But I'll finish talking about some of the bizarre stories and maybe some funny stories too that happened. So because he said he was going to call tomorrow at 11. So I'm just going to schedule my live stream for tomorrow at 11 and just see what he has to say. I don't know. Maybe they want to ask questions. You get older and then maybe you wonder about what about this guy or that guy. But I wasn't privileged to a lot of the information. I don't know. I don't really know. It's just all question marks. But I know that voice. That voice is embedded in my brain. You know, I know who it is. You know. So that's that. So Tom Blackhurst, I talked about crazy and Mafia twisted stories Why would you even come in here if you aren't sure why I talk about the mob? It was in my title. So guess what? You're out of here. You see, I thought that phone call might have been another troller. You know? Thought it might have been another troller. You don't know. But no, I know the voice. So, oh well. Caught me off guard. Well, thank you, folks. The numbers are going up. The numbers are going up. We're going to do that. See if this Angelo calls tomorrow. Live stream. It'll be interesting. I don't know how he what the dialogue. I don't know what is what. I just think they get a little aggravated that there's people on here, that are doing it. But like I said, I wasn't a made man. If I took the oath, the ceremonial oath, I would not do a YouTube channel till kingdom come. But I was not a made member. I was around the guys. So, and there's a lot of interesting stories and things. And I've done 500 videos. So we rock and roll. So other than that, that's about it. So we'll see. Maybe maybe Angelo won't even call tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm scheduling 11 a.m. He said he was going to call tomorrow at 11 or 1. I think 11. I'm going to schedule my live stream for 11. I'm going to do the bizarre stories. And if he calls, he calls. But he said he was going to call. I think this other guy told him that I'm doing a show, Jimmy Boudreau. As I don't keep going, they try to steal the sunshine. Oh, yeah. It gets to be Troll Central. But I know this phone call. I know the guy. I know it's Angelo. Mingy, he's getting up in age. I really don't know what happened to him. I'm glad he's alive. I am glad he is alive. We had a couple interactions and this and that. My godfather had to straighten things out a little bit, but yeah, that's that. So that's going to be interesting. He'll probably call. Maybe he'll call tomorrow. I'm going to schedule a live stream once again for 11 a.m. And I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. That's all. Just see what happens. And if you're going to share or tell somebody about the show, that might be a good time to, you don't get these wise guys on these shows, on these channels. I don't know. I mean, I don't know really it goes on a lot of the other channels, but be pretty interesting, to get first account, whatever, because everybody's up in age. So that's that, everybody. Rick, if you're watching, I hope the guy's all right. If he comes in here, Rick, I think I know that you gave him my number, but that's all right. That's cool. So hit the like button, share button. Thank you, Jimmy Boudreau, Heavenly Phil, Philly Bob, Joe Garcia, my man too, Jimbo Slice, Michael Candinas. I got to start the show with MK, and Francis Franciotti. The Derby's coming up. Sierra Leone. All right, be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Keep throwing. The world wants to have blood. No, we're rising up. We're rising up in every aspect. All right, so just believe it, and you'll get there. Don't give up. So we just keep forging ahead, and we'll be at 1,100 subscribers before long, and that's that. Tune in tomorrow, I guess. I mean, I'm going to do the regular bizarre events, a couple of mob stories in there. And if the guy calls, he calls. If he don't, he don't. I mean, it's all question marks. So thanks a lot, folks. The universe is yours. Just tap into it and rise up. We'll all rise up together. The world bless you. Have a great day.